The 52nd in this edition in the What Caught My Eye series, as we'll be focusing on Keir Starmer / Tony Blair, have announced that in their eyes, their words, not mine, that there'll be digital ID at some point towards the end of this Labour government, and they won't last very long. I will make this very clear. They can shove it. They can shove it where the sun ain't shining, with sharp, rosy daisies. I will not be taking and having any digital ID. You can take that all the way to the bank. It's not gonna happen. This practically is Tony Blair's baby. He's been wanting digital ID for so many years. I think he did it back in 2004. It didn't end well then, and it's not going to end well now. And I'm making this clear. Anybody who even tries to force me to do it, it's not going to end well for you. I'm telling you this now. If you really think that I'm going to be a guinea pig for any government, we have in the House of Commons 650 altogether, the worst ever in the House of Commons. To Keir, if he thinks he's going to mess around with people like me, he's got another thing coming, right? I remember this is the same Tony Blair that in the noughties he wouldn't reveal that one of his sons had the meningitis vaccine. He refused to say it. He refused to tell, and he wanted everybody to take the vaccine, the death shot, as I call it, and he didn't want to reveal it. And he called people stupid for not taking it. I never took it, never have, and I never will. So that now there's about, as it stands, 800,000, which goes past 250,000 of people voting against it. This is what Hitler would have loved, and he would have done this. This is ridiculous, and the only reason they're doing this because Labour are tanking in the polls. Donald Trump has done more in his over 100 days in office than Keir Starmer has in over a year that Labour have been back in power. And obviously Labour is both in Wales, where I live, and in England. This is a catastrophe and an absolute disgrace. All you have to do is use your national insurance card. That's all you need to do. And if you want to buy a card, an ID card, you can actually buy one. That's what you can do. So I'll not be told by anybody, especially a far left loony government. And it says a lot, doesn't it? When you've got the likes of Jerry Corbyn coming out and saying that he refuses it, just like he refused that people shouldn't take the vaccine, which obviously wasn't a vaccine. But then some would say, whoever they are, that if he was leader of Labour, thank God he wasn't, then he would have had a different stance on it. So it's not about us, people who don't like Corbyn, which I don't, him going, oh, it's not good to have a digital ID, because I was up anyway. So it's just absolute bonkers. And it's not going to do anybody any good. It's not going to do anybody any favours, and it's not going to end well. I can assure you. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. Right? It's not discussable. If you remember when Jeremy Vine, him, where he said live on his show that nobody watches, by the way. Let me put it a little bit into context, shall we? That Matthew Wright that knobhead, right? His show on Channel 5 was axed, right? He then went to talk radio, he got sacked. He's now on LBC, right? And all those people on LBC were using emotional blackmail. And emotional blackmail is against the law, right? So nobody is going to want to take this code. And he wanted people, right? Matthew Wright, that is, with his stupid ponytail, right? Saying that people who didn't take the vaccine should go on an island. It's quite clear these far lefties and these far left, they have skeletons in their closet. That's why they think they believe in immigration when they don't. They know full well that immigration is not right. They're full well knowing that people are sick and tired and they don't want those coming across the channel illegally across the channel. They don't want that, but they've got skeletons in their closet. This ID card is ridiculous. It's Tony Blair's baby. It's Tony Blair's creation because he's controlling the government. He was the one who told Labour to stop doing the culture wars, so to speak. He was the one who told Labour to stop doing that because they were doing that. Keir Starmer doesn't know what working person is. The guy's an idiot. And how dare he try to insult Donald Trump? Donald Trump is not for turning. He is not going to be happy in any way, shape or form what Keir Starmer said about Trump. Trump will owns him. Trump owns him and Trump will make him a laughingstock. Because that's what Keir Starmer is, a laughingstock. He's not fit for purpose. I never voted for Labour. I'll never vote for the far left loony government. They're an absolute disgrace. If you remember Andrea Rayner, right, when she went and she said she called the Tories the scum, right, and that led for me, as I said on the video a couple of weeks ago, that for me that led to the death of David Amos. He died because of her and her words. And words have consequences, and those words are a disgrace from her to come out and say that. And that also led to some, when it was a Tory, talking about their members and all that. Some of the far left were shouting down, that Michael Fabricant, as is, and shouted in his ear. They all followed Jacob Rees-Mogg when he was walking somewhere, and those people were chanting. He was okay with it. He went, well, it's part of the course. But no, you shouldn't have to deal with that because that was a disgrace. So I blame Andrea Rayner. Let's not forget also the person who took Margaret Thatcher's seat. He had his place bombed, right? Because they thought he was Jewish when he isn't Jewish at all. That's the far left and the Muslim vote that we all know that Labour love. And we all know that Corbyn loves that sort of thing as well. Right? So this ID card is just an absolute farce, and I am not having it, and I'm making it clear. And there's more people on my side and everybody else's side who doesn't want it than there is on the side of it. And for these people, the far left on X, trying to go, oh, look what this person said about ID card. You're not going to win the argument. You're not going to convince me. You can say whatever you like. It ain't going to happen. Yeah? It's just like the vaccine. Because I never took it, by the way. Never took it, never have, and I never will. Why should I? Why should anybody do it? Because it was rushed through. You had that Jeremy Vine, I'll come back to him. He said on his show, and he knows this, he could deny this till the cows come home, but he knows that he said along the lines of it'll come to the point where somebody's got to be pinned down for them to be forced to take the vaccine. And how are you gonna do that, Jeremy? How is that going to work? Because it won't end well for you. It won't end for anybody else. Anybody forces me. It's not gonna happen. And I'm making that clear to you. And the far left can say whatever they like. They can call me no names under the sun. I ain't interested. You don't know me. You don't mess with me. Right? So let me just make it clear here. So yeah, you can shove it. Shove it where the sun don't shine, Keir Starmer and Tony Blair and your far left mates. Because me and others, we're not for turning and we're not listening to anything that comes out of your gob.